So our channel, the Dr. Rich channel, as a physician, a women's healthcare professional, I decided 2 years ago that, in the course of my lifetime, I could probably directly affect 10,000 lives, either through surgery or, clinical work and stuff like that. But there's no limit to the number of lives you can affect, both with surgical education, where I go, teach another surgeon and they affect so many lives. And then the idea behind our channel was, well, let's take practical knowledge or stuff that may be difficult and demystify it, simplify it, and put it out there for consumption. And that also matches up well with my first love, which was acting. And so I, get to do some of that. We posted some of those.
Look at this, doing everything in one now.
So how about you? Like what got you into, first of all, I wanted to have you on because, you are a very successful female role model, business entrepreneur. And, I wanted to have that for my channel for people to look up to, people to, maybe they're interested in starting their own business and, to look to someone who's been successful at that, and what were their steps, what were their challenges, what would their advice be for someone who's, a strong female lead who's looking to have a bigger leadership role, either in their own company, creating a new company, being an entrepreneur, or something like that.
Interesting question. So I will say nothing was easy, and still there is always challenge. There's still so much growth that I learn absolutely every single day. And I think the beginning was, for me, it was really painful, actually, that I went through divorce, and I lost like money that I invested in the house, and I left everything to him. And I had this Genarme Beauty baby, like a newborn baby business that I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know what's going to happen. I did not make much money. This was very first year that nobody starts with millions and millions of dollars. And I was diagnosed with the Hashimoto's, with pre-diabetes, leaky gut, like all the anxiety and all the kind of bunch of health stuff. And I had nothing to lose at that point, and I was always wanting to impact a lot of people's lives, like you affecting a certain amount of patients. I was a esthetician, and I'm like, okay, how many clients I can help? And then I started filming YouTube videos, and I was thinking, like, I can affect thousands of people, help thousands of women that stay at home, especially those women that want to have affordable skincare routine. Because if you go to like a esthetician office, dermatologist office for regular hydration facial, they're going to charge you like $700. When at home, you can spend $700 and you can buy skincare, for the year. And do everything at home and have the same results. So I wanted to share my knowledge. I was always passionate about skin. I always was interested in biology, anatomy class in school, and I started going to skincare seminars when I was 12 years old. So I've been over 20 years into the skin, and I there's still so much to learn. But what I have a passion to help people to feel better, especially women. If they have acne or premature aging or rosacea, like I had myself rosacea, which is autoimmune disorder, I completely healed. I don't have makeup right now, and I only have a sunscreen on my face. And as you see, I don't have any redness left. And I manage something that I believe God or universe, whatever you call this higher energy in your life, whatever brings challenges, I take those challenges and I turn into something good.
Yeah.
That's what drives me, and that's when I receive from my clients, and they're like, had rosacea for 20 years, and now suddenly they don't have, and they send me thank you messages, letters, videos. It makes my heart melt. I just feel so happy. That's my main passion in life: help others to feel better.
That's fantastic. And I see that you have like in looking through your channel, you have a product line. You have different aesthetic products, cosmetic products. You have a dermaroller. Which came first? Did YouTube come first, or did your products come first?
YouTube came first. Social media came first. I never thought I'm going to launch my products, but I was promoting all the bunch of skincare products, and in my heart, I didn't know these products were good or not good. Someone will get breakout, rashes, sensitive skin, And even though, skincare in the United States not much very regulated, the FDA is not standing there and looking what are you doing in your sink, in the kitchen sink. So I was like, just people, my followers, I believe when I hit 20,000 followers, they just started like, hey, why don't you have your own line? I want to buy from you, your stuff. And I'm like, I don't know nothing about business. I don't know nothing about, I knew about ingredients, what's good for the skin, but I didn't know how to formulate, how to create the formulas. But when you want, everything is possible. I formulate my own creams right now and serums, and I started studying chemistry.
Wow.
I know, I just love it. And dermarollers are best-selling products. People just love it because they see the biggest change in their skin, which surprised me in the beginning, but then I just got used to it. So whatever they like, I'm happy.
Who would you say has been your biggest mentor or mentors during this process, this journey where, I mean, obviously, yourself, I think we're all products of our own tragedies. We have things and challenges that occur in life, and you can either succumb to those challenges or you can get yourself up and rise to the occasion, which you clearly have. But who else did you look to kind of help guide you on that path?
So throughout the years, I did have a lot of business coaches or just people that I got inspired. But what I will say, it wasn't a person that will inspire and make me move forward. It was actually problems that I faced. And these problems that I faced, challenges I had, I did not give up. I always wanted to find a way. I believe if you have a problem on your table, like you do have a patient on the table, right? Like you just can't have from emergency surgery, right? You have to fix. There's no way that you can just leave your patient bleeding.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same. If I have a challenge, I'm like, I will fix that challenge. I will make it the best thing that I can know about that. When I had the cystic acne and when I had rosacea, I was freaking out so much, but I'm like, I'm going to do so much research. I'm going to find the people that already fixed that, and I'm going to model them, and I'm going to do the same exact thing what they did. If it worked for me, maybe it's going to work for me. It worked.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic that you're, driving forces to, allow or provide people with very cost-effective solutions to these problems, things that, because let's face it, the healthcare system has challenges, and many patients, they just can't afford to go to the doctor, and they're going to suffer with something that, if they have a stroke, if they have, some kind of a bleeding disorder or something that is emergent, they're going to see their doctor, maybe diabetes, but maybe they consider skincare not as important or something that is almost like a luxury. And so I think that's very admirable that you're giving people this alternative, this option to be able to do more of a cost-effective home care solution.
Yeah. When I was in biohacking conference just a month ago, and there was two ladies that they are scientists of skin, PhD, both own a skincare brand, One Skin. By the way, next week I'm going to do a podcast with her.
Oh, nice.
You can watch later. So what they research that they did show, actually, the health of your skin when you take care of skin's microbiome is actually directly affects your gut flora. Is we thinking like kind of reverse, like if you're eating healthy, you're going to have a healthy skin. Yes, it's true. But we never think about how healthy your skin's microbiome is, because skin is so big, right? It's so huge. It affects everything.
Yeah.
So actually they did this research that skin microbiome, the healthier skin's microbiome is, the more you take care of your skin, entire body skin, not only face, the healthier your gut system is going to be.
Makes sense. It's just, I think a lot of people, like I said, they kind of consider it almost like an afterthought or a luxury, and they're going to take care of other things first. But it is critically important. It is, like I said, it is the biggest organ in the body. So, yeah, and I when we were traveling in Rwanda, I don't know that part of medicine. I don't do dermatology. I don't do plastic surgery or cosmetics. So it's not field that I'm super familiar with, but whatever you were doing was working. If you have autoimmune conditions and you found a way to cure that, that's fantastic. And what just for the audience, like what things were you able to do that helped you with those skin conditions that personally helped you?
Yeah, I will say first thing to help with any skin, like chronic skin conditions, acne, rosacea, psoriasis, eczema, that many people believe traditional Western doctors, that it's not curable because this is what I was told, dermatologists, they say you can't cure it, you can make it a little bit better, but you can't, that's something that can't disappear from your life. Like with the Hashimoto's doctors, I went to probably 8 endocrinologists and they say, you're just going to have it for life, take medicine and, get the hell out of here. But it's been 4 years since I reversed it and I'm very happy, very healthy person with a lot of energy. So with skin, it's actually believe it that you can actually reverse it, because there's going to be 5% of the doctors, if you go to a random hospital, a random dermatologist office, they're going to say you can't reverse it. And they most likely will prescribe you some antibiotics, some, antihistamine and stuff like this. They're going to try in some way prescribe you something, because this is how, medicine works in Western world. So first thing is believe it. Second thing I will say, address really what you eat. Avoid seed oils, processed foods. Don't eat out. Eat really at home. Set it like 90-day window that you're going to be cooking only at home. Eat a lot of pasture-raised animal fats, foods with animal fats, with organs. That is really, really big nourishment for our body. Now we've been told like fat is bad. Not every fat is bad. Right. Seed oils, yeah, it's bad, but good fats are good fats. Consume some sort of like a probiotics that is nourishing our gut flora. Like I personally love sauerkraut that is full of good bacteria that is really, really helpful. So this balance of the bacteria and our gut was causing, there is correlation between skin and gut axis. I don't know if you heard about that. So that's a big thing. And then another thing, what I started doing, meditations and really relaxing, addressing your adrenals. Your most of the people that I know in my practice for many years, most of the people with acne, with all chronic skin issues, they are super hyper people. They're just like on fire all the time, like do, go, relax.
Yeah.
Chill out, meditate, go do yoga in the park, enjoy nature, like really slow down and be present with yourself. So those just a couple of things that helps. And then and from the skin point of view, not overdo on your skin. Like, everybody gonna try to push skincare brands. Like, you have to buy a 12-step skincare routine. Koreans like 20-step skincare routines. The less you do for your skin, the better. The less actives like vitamin C, tretinoins, glycolic acid, salicylic acid, the less you use of those things, the better. And always protect your skin with mineral sunscreen.
Well, and it's interesting because I'm probably a lot of doctors, but I'd specifically recommend probiotics and healthy, eating processed foods, a balance in, fats, carbs, and protein, but healthy. And 369 amino acids, medium chain triglycerides, and meditation, and not for skin, but just in general. Those are good healthy habits, and so there's benefits for the skin as well. So that's good. That's good.
Benefits for the skin as well. Yeah, it's what's good for the body is good for the skin. The skin is a part of the body.
And then the power of the mind. Just you got to believe you can do it, and that makes it possible. So, well, very good.
Yeah. What's your life like? What's you? Question for me: why you do what you do?
So I guess I've run from scarcity my whole life. My parents got divorced when I was 12, and we didn't have anything, and I had a very much of a scarcity mindset. And then no matter how hard I worked, somehow it was all going to get taken away. And so I kind of had to go through a lot of time to improve on that and move into more of an abundance mindset. And it's a constant process. You always have to be attentive to your thoughts and guard the door to your mind and make sure you're having good thoughts. But I was good in biology, and I wanted to do a career where I could help people. I probably would have just gone into family practice. That was the rotation that I liked in medical school. And then I did surgery, and I was like, I've got to do surgery. This is too cool to not do surgery. And that was another limiting belief. I was like, I don't, how am I going to be a surgeon? I mean, surgeons are these mythical creatures, you know, you see them on the TV or in movies. And I mean, there were no doctors in my family when I was growing up. And so, I rotated through OBGYN, and that incorporated both the idea of a longitudinal relationship with your patients, being able to see people for your entire career, as opposed to just general surgery, where it's kind of like, you see that event and then they're out of your life forever. So you get to combine that, and there's a surgical aspect. And then I was able to go into a subspecialty, urogynecology or prolapse incontinence, that is primarily surgical, but we do have many of our patients that we continue to see for years. So it's I think a very noble thing to have that purpose in your life, that every day you get up and you're helping people, and I think you can identify with that in many ways. If you're an attorney that helps people, if you're an accountant, but truly touching lives, like waking up and changing the quality of someone's life from one day to the next permanently, through, I'd say, primarily surgical interventions, but medical things, and sometimes just some of the things we're talking about, changes in diet and mindfulness and stuff like that. And perhaps, we should do more of that. But as we talked about, the healthcare system has its own challenges, and people are kind of driven into practicing in a certain way, that, I think there are outcomes that are good, could be better, maybe could be augmented, I guess I could say. And at the end of the day, we always want to hold ourselves to practice evidence-based medicine, things that has been studied and is shown to provide a benefit. But there's also a lot of room to study other things that are not part of Western medicine, or study more thoroughly anyway.
Yeah.
Such as acupuncture and just one example, but mindfulness. And there's definitely been research on that, but I think there's a lot more room for that kind of stuff. So
acupuncture is amazing. Last year, I had, after we came back from Maldives. Did you go to Maldives? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after I came back from Maldives, I was diagnosed with PCOS.
Okay.
And I did a lot of research, and I went to this, holistic, functional medicine clinic. And I did, 10 sessions of acupuncture. Everything was gone.
Wow.
Everything was gone. All the cysts, all the fibroids melted. It's all good.
Wow. Yeah. And there's definitely research in certain areas. And of course, they have to have a relevant comparator. So they're going to, for endometriosis, for example, that compared to, medicine or surgery or something. And in the areas that it's been studied, at least that I'm aware of in women's health, the data is not great, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't work for an individual,
Yeah. Yeah.
And
what works for me might not gonna work for everybody.
And also, I would always advise my patients, because they're like, well, what about these complementary and alternative therapies? And I'm like, and I always say, this is the data, if I know it, this is the data on those things, but look, it's not harmful, and it definitely may help for you.
Yeah.
And so a lot of patients, again, looking at dietary changes and really just daily habits, mindfulness, and these things, could complement some of because, the last thing anybody wants to hear is like, okay, take this pill or have this surgery, right? So like, well, wait a minute, there's got to be something else there. I always tell my patients, look, if there's no harm, definitely try that first and see how much benefit you can get. And then if not, we can go, this other route. So the challenge is a lot of these patients, by the time they see me, they've already had all those things. And it's like, I just need, this. And so
got me, fix me.
Yeah. They're desperate for a solution and surgery is never the first option, but a lot of cases it's the definitive option and patients do a lot better. So the results are there. I mean, you've got like the world's perfect skin. So whatever you're doing, you're like the living proof. So
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I don't want to keep you forever. I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to come. Sorry about the late start, but hopefully this will be the first of many, and maybe I'll get on you, interview on your channel one day. So
yeah, I will invite you for sure. Thanks, Rich. Take care. Bye.
Appreciate you. Bye-bye. Well, thanks for joining us for this candid conversation with Jen Demelo of Jen Amber Aesthetics. I think this is great advice for practical aesthetic and beauty information. If you enjoyed this talk, please share with a friend, and you can check out the link to her product line in the description section below.